Sending data.
Sure, I've been kind of slacking off with that, so I thought, why not I use the opportunity to get out with you all? This isn't really fun, this is just me trying to keep up with and the body maintenance. So for me, like stretching is super important, probably heard that from me. Um, Even if it's just a little bit on the daily, it's every bit as important as like your dance training or your fitness or whatever else you do, because if you don't maintain that flexibility, it comes back to bite you in life or in your dance, definitely. So yeah, that was really to prevent injury too, just some ages living. So yeah, I thought I'd come here and hang out with you guys. I do want to do this more on the regular, so gotta kind of rearrange my morning maybe to be able to do that. The afternoon, maybe the afternoons too. I don't know what your guys' schedules look like, but yeah. So tomorrow we've got our usual kind of beginner get ready for the day routine, and then the intermediate, and then the new choreography workshop, which I have not as of yet. Just make music, so you're welcome to throw suggestions out there, or we can just do kind of like, a technique day where we can break down, some of the technical stuff. So yesterday, I had somebody who had been hanging out with us, so I was DJing yesterday at, a Latin social, and, a couple of my students there over the morning, they said to me, they really like it when I really, really break things down, because the thing about, honestly, not just like, kind of, the kind of dance that we do, which is kind of street dance, but there's a certain way to do it. Is that there's no like specific training method. So you just kind of learn steps, kind of throw yourself into it so you can get up on the floor. But there's a lot of technical things. If you're aware of them, they are super, super helpful. They will, help you do the technique and also make you look good on the dance floor. So, I like to do those kind of things too, because I feel like it really, really helps you to get out there and look the way you want to look on the floor. Because, yes, it's for fun, but it's also nice to look at like you're doing it, So, it's one of the possibilities, to do, but I do love, choreography and just kind of learning different techniques through learning dances. So, let's see, it's a good day to figure that one out. So I was going to do a story time about my experience in Japan. So, long story short, I was in Japan, and I have a friend who is fluent in Japanese and does business there in several capacities. And he has a very close friend who was doing research about hair, actually, in the gay community, because this is all, it's a very, very kind of ancient, at least has roots, very ancient roots, and everything is kind of symbolic and from tradition. And since she was very into this community, she was able to, also help my friend. It's very, very close society. It's not something where you're just like, you can walk in. You do have to, trust is built up, and you do have to have kind of that in. But I said to him, my biggest thing, if I could walk away from this kind of one experience would be to take a dance class with a real gecko, or at least, have them kind of explain it, so he didn't have to arrange it, was expensive, because, it's a paid service, and, I want to disabuse anybody who, might think it's prostitution. It's for a long time, they have not been prostitutes for a long time. It's art form. So, none of that. It's really, really just kind of a high class art form. And so I was able, my friend and I went to a tea house where the kind of the mother, the teacher, boss had one of her girls there, and we were able to chat with her. She showed us a few things about, the dance and how they hold themselves. And it was just extraordinary experience, something that really, really kind of stands out in my mind. And so she was not yet an official ginkgo. She was, her girl training there, and she was in her full makeup, and it's much more elaborate with their makeup. So makeup, and they're in heavy makeup, heavy hair, heavy kimono. And even if she doesn't get bookings, she's got to sit there. I forget till it was like late into the night to make sure nothing pops up. And she has to run out and do her booking. She was also lovely, just, she was exquisite, just all the training that goes into not just the dance, but their daily lives, how they support themselves, how they speak, everything is trained. So it takes absolutely phenomenal dedication. Something you can kind of identify with, when you get to an art form like ballet. I mean, that's pretty much, what you do. You have to dedicate yourself to it and just do that. Although, once you're out of the ballet class, I was really worried about, how you speak, how you, how you live the rest of your life. So you have, I guess, that time to, let it go, you do your own thing, think your own thoughts. With this, it's really kind of a total life commitment where you are training constantly, and there's not so many work obligations. The whole getting dressed, doing the hair, it takes a long, long time. The figure as well. You go into makeup